recording this. So this is obviously recorded Forex League live trading session. This is where me and Nick go over all of the trades that we're looking at for today, some analysis that went down yesterday. We do some trade reviews on here too. So some people had questions about USEF from yesterday and about some other positions, what we were looking for, what our confirmations are. This is where you're going to learn a lot. We're giving you a lot here. So definitely take advantage. So Nick, you can get started sharing your screen and we'll get this thing rolling.
What's up, Sumi? How's it going? All right, guys. So here we are over here. Oh, let me get over to DXY real quick. Switch over. All right, guys. So DXY, again, we covered this yesterday and also in the Sunday Market Blitz. We identified that this 4-hour trend was bullish, right? But it didn't seem like it was the strongest. It was kind of weak, and we expected it to fall out, especially after it broke this support level and then retested. This is a minor support level. That's why it's not a zone. It's more just structure, lower time frame kind of a support area. So it broke and then retested as resistance. The MAs held it and pushed it lower. So we did expect this to fall out and kind of continue into a 4-hour bearish trend, which it is now. We get these lower lows, which is good. And we want to see this kind of continue to trend in a pretty good fashion down to this 98.5 area. So as long as the dollar remains between these two areas, it's relatively stable, which is what we want, again, for the global economy. Again, DXY, US dollar, is the reserve currency of the world, so it is super important that the dollar is stable. If it's unstable and it's making these giant swings, everybody suffers. It's not just the dollar. It's not just other currencies that are depreciating in comparison to the dollar because it's so strong. It's not good if it's too strong or too weak. So if it stays within this area, we're pretty good. Stability is key here, especially now. During these times, so it's really good, and we just want to see this continue a little lower. This is healthy market movement. There's highs and lows, right? Market movement is waves. There's no, you never want to get into a trend or analyze a trend that's just high after high after high after high after high. It's not healthy. It's not normal market movement. The best, most stable, healthy trend moves in waves, highs and lows, highs and lows. So this is really good to see. I'm really happy that this is actually still respecting this range rather than just blowing through levels and pushing higher, because then that would suggest there's something seriously wrong and that news and speculation is driving the market. So we're actually resuming normal market conditions to some degree, more so than I would expect, given everything that's going on. So this is really cool to see, really good. Our analysis and technicals are really kind of resuming normality at this point. So this is good. So DXY is definitely in a 4-hour bearish trend, and we're going to continue with that. It looks like it's about to make another push to the downside. So this is good. This is good. All right, let's keep going here. On to AUD USD. Again, I covered this yesterday, right? The entry was exactly at market open, and one of my rules is I personally don't like taking trades immediately at market open. I feel it's an emotional move. It's an impulse move because typically the volume is lower on Sunday. A lot of people aren't trading, and they're more so just waiting for Monday to roll around. Especially in America, we're waiting for Monday, waiting for that New York session to hit, waiting for that volume to pick up. But so this was market open on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Naturally, this is the Australian market that opened, and it actually sent this pair much higher. And we saw the US dollar depreciate, as we said, on that 4-hour. So naturally, this would have the inverse effect and then push higher because it is AUD, so XXX, and then USD is the second pair here. So as the dollar would depreciate, this pair would then appreciate. But alongside technicals, we saw that this is very bullish on this 4-hour, right? Higher time frames are very bearish, very, very bearish, but this 4-hour is bullish. And it's a really strong trend because you could see these pushes are just very, very smooth. It's forming good structure. It's just good volume here. So this is a really healthy trend. And we actually saw this consolidation in the form of a descending triangle. And then we saw a break to the upside. Minor level of resistance broken, then tested a support, and then it gave us those confirmations in which we had an opportunity to go long on. Now, this is about a 170 pip trade. It did hit that final level. So from here, we want to then decide the potential, or we want to figure out the potential scenarios of where, price action could go and what the next play could be. If this 4-hour does continue higher, let's go to the daily for a second. If this 4-hour trend continues and pushes higher, we're looking to get up to this 100% level. We want to get outside of this weekly, and that's going to be key. If this level is significantly broken, that is extremely key, because this could mean that we have a transition from a daily bearish trend to a bullish daily trend, right? So right now we're only bullish on the 4-hour, we're bearish on the daily. But if this area breaks significantly and then retests with a higher low, we may have our first signal at this daily transition to the upside. So we could be looking for long opportunities. It all depends on how price action reacts at this current weekly zone, right around the 0.65 area. Excuse me. So if this breaks, I'll reanalyze. If we do get those confirmations that this is going to push higher, I will then reanalyze and then look to target, lower time frame resistance levels, and then of course this higher time frame monthly resistance level, which is quite a ways away. This would then push price action into a new zone, into a new range, and we could have an opportunity for over 500 pips potentially to the upside if we do see that happen. If we do see rejection from here, then the overall sentiment, the daily bearish trend, is then going to take over, and then we'll start looking for short opportunities from this current area. But again, it always comes down to confirmation. We're simply following price action. I'm not trying to predict anything. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just going by what I know, and we're being patient and using logic, and that's pretty much it for this pair. So I'm looking for one of those two scenarios to play out: either clean break followed by a retest, or just sharp rejection from the current level. So this is AUD USD. It's looking really good so far. This was a great potential trade if you had seen that opportunity. So let's keep going on to AUD JPY. Again, very similar to AU. It's pretty much the same thing. Big move to the upside, 4-hour bullish trend. And right now we're approaching another significant level, just like AU. It's a weekly resistance, and right around the 70 handle. So as you can see here, this price label, right? So I had marked these two scenarios for you. The favoring trade I had mentioned in the Sunday Market Blitz was at this 4-hour trend, a bullish trade here, that we're going to continue with this 4-hour trend because it is extremely healthy as well as AU we just covered. So you can see here, it's just very strong movement, lots of volume, good structure. It's not really that much consolidation outside of these normal market movements. So you can see these large pushes followed by consolidation, which is really good. You don't really want to see a consolidating channel like we saw on DXY. That just means that it's weak. So this right here, so it's kind of consolidating. There's not much volume, but it's still going up, right? It's still a bullish trend. We're not seeing that on AJ. It's moving with good volume, so that signifies a healthy trend. It's very strong, right? Just looking at simple price action, we're just reading how this market is printing price. So this is really good to see. There's no signs of bearish movement yet. This was a great flag, and it executed perfectly to the upside. And right now it's at that weekly. So very similar to AU, we're looking for one of two scenarios: either a significant break followed by a retest, in which case we'll then look for long opportunities into this trend line and potentially higher, or we see sharp rejection from this weekly, in which case we could kind of say, hey, the daily trend, the bears are stepping into play now after this had retraced, because right now we are at this daily 61.8, so we could see some sort of rejection as well, but just be aware that this is a significant level. Again, it's a psychological level, 70 flat. It's a really clean handle. I wouldn't be surprised if there were a lot of orders sitting at this level or in this area and slightly above it. So just be aware, guys. Again, we're not predicting anything. I'm just waiting for those right confirmations. I want this pair to show me something that I could then capitalize on. And right now it's at that level. It's too late to enter on anything, and it's too early to enter on anything. So we're just gonna wait. And that's AJ. So these two have looked pretty good this week. Again, it's only Wednesday, and they both printed over 100 pip trades each. So very, very good. Very, very good. On to EU. So EU, we're still waiting. It's looking good so far, but we're still waiting. The overall bearish trend, trend is very bearish, especially on the higher time frames, daily, weekly, monthly. Super, super steep, but it's forming pretty good structure. I mean, we do get these pullbacks, these deep pullbacks, which is a little uneasy, especially with this giant one here. But again, we know this is news related, so this is abnormal market conditions. So this isn't going to happen consistently. But EU does like to touch broken zones multiple times before it makes a power move. So you can see we got a double top, then it played to this range here. We kind of consolidated for this whole period, Then we had a bit of a fake out. It touched the top of the channel, and then it dropped significantly. There's a bit of a head and shoulders in here. So we'll be looking for those patterns continuously. So just as an example, I just want to show you, EU likes to form head and shoulders. This is one right here. You can see left shoulder, head, right shoulder, neckline, break, retest, drops, comes down for a, comes up for a 100%. Oh no, I'm sorry. It comes up for a test of this broken area again, right? It tests and then drops. And then we had this giant news spike, which is, obviously abnormal, as we said. So from the current level, it's a little too early to enter on anything. It's nothing is really that clear. It's more consolidation than anything else. A lot of exhaustion, a lot of indecision. We had a double bottom here. So I do want to see this pull back. I would love to see a test of this structure level again, right around 1.1. Let me go ahead and grab that price label for you guys. You can see right around 1.1. That's where we want to see price action pull back to, in which case, we'll start looking for those bearish confirmations to short on, because this is going to be a really big trade if this executes. So if we see that pullback, we see those confirmations, we go short on it, our stop loss is going to be, about 100 pips, and we'll be looking to get about 350 out of this as we play it down towards our monthly support. So this is a 3.28 risk reward, really good risk reward. So if you do risk 1% on this trade, you're looking to get 3.28% in return. So this is a really good potential trade. Obviously anything over 2 to 1 is great. So this is going to be a really good trade if we do see these confirmations. And it does look like it's going to make a play in the next few days, probably early next week. So just keep an eye on that. I'm going to keep saying it, guys. I'm going to bring this to your attention because this is going to be something big when this does play out. So, and then, once it does play out, I'll say to you guys, hey, I made you guys aware for, weeks in advance. So definitely something to keep an eye on. That's EU. Let's move on to EJ. This one's looking pretty interesting. It is very bearish. It's kind of straying a little bit from EU earlier this week. I was expecting a bit of a pullback, but right now it's actually closing below this monthly, which is a good sign. It's kind of where it's looking like it's going to favor this bearish movement here sooner than expected, which is really good. We want to see a little bit more of a drop followed by a pullback, because right now the volume's a little bit low for my liking. I would like it to pick up a little bit. I want to see price action move a little quicker. A little more conviction from the bears would be really nice. So I want to just see that strength come into the market before I make a move. So I want to see price action drop, pull back, give me those confirmations, and then I'm going to drop. I'm going to short the hell out of this, and it's going to be, again, a really good potential trade. Almost a 3.6 risk reward, or it pretty much is. I think the stop loss is just skewed right now. Hold on. 3.6. Yeah, it's about 3.6 risk reward. 110 pip stop loss, protecting ourselves by putting it outside of the monthly resistance. And then we're going to target down towards our next major support, which is our weekly, around 111.65. So this is going to be a really good trade. Again, probably going to take a few more days to play out, maybe something early next week. But I just want to bring this to your attention because it's setting up to be a really big trade, and it's definitely on my watch list, and I want it to be on yours as well. So guys, almost 400 pips potential on this trade. Again, if you risk 1%, you're looking to get 3.6% in return, which is absolutely huge. So let's keep going. I want to cover gold because I saw somebody say that in chat, and it's obviously an interesting topic right now. As we just see, it's bullish as hell on pretty much all significant time frames, just pushing higher and higher and higher. And we saw on this daily time frame that this monthly resistance was broken right at the 1675 handle. Broken resistance, tested support, huge exhaustion. The MA's held it. There's tons of confirmations in there. So there's no doubt in my mind that this is continuing, like it's still bullish, and we're going to continue with that sentiment. And this is pretty much bullish until this monthly support is broken, again, back at 1675. And until that is broken, significantly broken, retested and confirmed. Until that happens, I'm going to stay bullish on it because nothing so far is saying, bearish movement is coming. A big, push to the downside is coming. Nothing is saying that, especially as we hold above this minor lower time frame structure level right here, right at 1695. As you can see, let me just extend that line. And that's where we are right now. And we're seeing consolidation, so this is good. If we do see a strong rejection here, right, you could look for a long opportunity. Once you see, let me get rid of this triangle because this was failed. So, all right, so our target is going to be 1800, as I've been saying for weeks now. This is our handle, which is a good confluence area, as well as this, negative 27 fib level. So that's our target, right? We have that in mind. And what do we need to see before we can enter a trade? I want to see this level break here. I want to see this break. And this is a lower time frame level, lower time frame resistance, probably like 1 hour. And then I want to see this happen. So we have support here on this 4-hour support, this 4-hour structure level. That's a good sign, right? Price action rejected. It actually gave us this engulfing, as you can see right here. Hold on. It gave us this engulfing, which is a really good sign, because that's minor levels breaking. That's saying the bulls are still in play, and that level broke, right? See this here, this engulfing, and then it's holding. So this is a good sign. So from here, we just want to see push to the upside, a break of this lower time frame resistance, followed by a retest. Again, bullish confirmations. We always want to wait for those after that retest, and then we get the confirmed higher low, and then we're targeting to the upside. And this is going to be a really good risk reward. I'll plot it for you. I'll give you guys a visual of what it could look like. Give me 1 second. So this is looking really good. Let's go ahead and plot it. Let's say we get that entry right around 1750 or 1715. Right, let's see, we get our entry there. We're targeting 1800. Where is it? 1800. And then our stop loss, again, it could be outside this level. So the next major support, we want to protect ourselves, put it outside this higher low right here. Right, so we're at a 3-0 risk reward. Very good, very, very good, especially on gold. That's going to pay out a lot. So again, you risk 1%, you get 3% back. That's how this works. Your risk reward is 3 to 1. But you could even be more conservative, as I said yesterday too. You could bring it down and make it a 2-0. Protect it by putting your stop loss outside this monthly, right at the bottom of the zone. And this could, this is going to be a really good trade if we see this break to the upside, retest, confirm higher low, then we're long, and that's it. So this actually may play out later today. We could see a huge spike, right? Or in the next couple of days. So I'll keep you guys aware of this. This is looking really good. But gold moves quick. So once it does go to execute, it's going to go. It's just going to take off. Because once that volume hits, it just runs. As you can see, if you look to the left, once it breaks these lower levels, it just starts running. So like here. Very similar to what's happening now. Watch. Check this out. You guys are going to, this is pretty interesting. So let's go ahead and get this bar pattern. Where'd it go? So we have this drop, consolidation, big push. What's happening right now? We have this drop. Hold on. Let's move the fibs. We have this drop, consolidation, and then potentially a big push is coming, which is this move that we're kind of forecasting right now, right? And look, it breaks, kind of retest, and then continue higher. So once that volume hits, guys, it's going to go. But we'll be posting these in the analysis, so you guys will all be able to review it and kind of see how this trade is developing. So I want to do a quick bonus one real quick. This is Euro GBP. I did this yesterday as it was approaching this major support level, and there's nothing really below it. So if it does break this support, this thing's going to drop pretty hard, to be honest. There's nothing really to catch it other than this major support level down here around the monthly. So right now we're on the 4-hour, and it's ranging between this higher time frame resistance level. So it broke it, consolidated, and now it's kind of just bouncing between this area here, this lower time frame support, and this higher time frame resistance. So we just want to see it break. Again, we're always looking for those confirmations. Let me show you guys what this would look like if this executes. I want to see this significant drop like this. Right. We want to get below this lower time frame support. It needs to be a significant closure, something that says it's broken. You can't contest it. It's absolutely broken. There's not a huge wick. We don't want to see exhaustion. We just want to see conviction. We want to see a strong, big ass bearish candle that says, hey, here are the bears. They're here to take this trade lower or take this pair lower. So this is what this could look like, right? You want to get on this lower high and then get in on those confirmations, and then we're going to short it all the way down to the monthly. So roughly we'll be risking about 100 pips to get about 240. So this is a really good potential trade, definitely within our rules, and we're just going to wait for this one to play out. It's actually looking like this is an advanced head and shoulders right now. Like, see these shallow shoulders? You count this as the left shoulder. Here's the neckline. This is the head, and now we have the right shoulder forming. But and I say advanced head and shoulders because it kind of looks like there's two shoulders. So it's like left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then there could be potentially a break later today. So I'm going to check this actually periodically. I do like this doji. This is showing good rejection so far. But, you know, we just want to wait for those confirmations, and then we'll be in. We'll be in, and we'll be showing the hell out of it. So quick recap, guys. Covered DXY. Looking good. AU, AJ, EU, EJ, gold, and Euro GBP. Oh, wait, look, actually, EJ is kind of pulling back right now a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to pass it off to Angelo, and he's going to cover the pairs that he's looking at. One second. I think are you muted? You're muted.
Yesterday we had given out, what's up everybody? So yesterday we had given out this live trade with USEF, and I actually want to go over it because one, I had mentioned that it was a breakout style entry, which is not one that we advise taking, first of all. Second of all, I just want to go over the real entry opportunity, and we were on the 30-minute. So this is what we identified. I know some people had questions about why the entry was here. First of all, we had daily structure. We had this supply zone that we came back in. We retested it twice with huge wicks, you know, off the 200-day. So that gives me some confirmation that there are a lot of sellers in this area. 4 hour, we had this rising wedge, you know, looking to fall out of this. Had this previous structure level. There's a blue random line that was broken and retested. And then this double top here on the 4 hour as well, which was definitely major. So we were looking for entry. You know, when it comes to the 30-minute, we had this 4 hour engulfing that broke structure on the 30-minute right here. This was a confirmed higher low, pull back through the moving averages, made a new high. You know, this was a confirmed higher low. This was broken. We shorted down here, and then eventually, you know, we talked about retesting this area, possibly retesting this area. You know, there was a lot of resistance here for us to look at. And basically what happened was we came up, we retested this area twice. We actually got a much better entry opportunity here. We got the cross the moving averages, you know, 3 bearish candles in a row. That basically created a lower high. This was the first lower high. Remember, after transitions, you know, higher high, higher low, higher high, we look for the first lower high, lower low, lower high. That's what we really look for. We created that, you know, entry here, stops above here, you know, had another position because I saw that entry there. And then we hit these lows and we retraced. We retraced back to this level. As this is all happening, we are fine. We are not getting stressed out about what's going on because we know we just formed this lower high. This is the level that needs to break for us. Look at this trend line, you know, that's been in play for a while. That was still not broken, you know, back to the upside. That was retested. And then again, you know, we're getting some action again. We're coming to retest, you know, 0% again. Considering how we've hit this point now at 3 times, you know, I would consider moving our stop loss, you know, lower, potentially moving it here, you know, 97600. I'll probably put that in the signal room for everyone to minimize risk. And then, you know, we're minimizing risk here. We're in a little bit of profit now, you know, we're falling at the moment. So that's what we're looking for. You know, if you were to enter right now, you know, I don't know about that. You'd have to enter down here and put stops, you know, above this level. I mean, you could. This is obviously about to close in 1 minute too. So, you know, that's really up to you. But that's USEF. You know, we're just going to continue to manage this trade, look for this 30-minute structure now to continue to hopefully make a new low. You know, hopefully make a new low at our first projection level and then retrace and come down. So we're waiting. You know, this is about to close USEF, and we're just going to continue to manage this trade. So let's go over to UCAD. Let's bump up to the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame with UCAD, obviously, you know, very bullish, and then we formed this lower high below this supply zone on the weekly. We retested that again, and you know, confirmed now we formed another lower high. At this point, we're getting the moving averages, you know, about to cross. We're coming back into this daily level of support now. Coming back into this daily level of support. Let's bump down to the 4 hour. On this 4 hour time frame, 4 hour structure has been bearish. We had this low, lower high, low, lower high, look at these moving averages cross, lower low. Then we had this lower high that actually broke bullish right here and then hit that daily resistance that we were talking about, that daily resistance level. That's what this zone is right here. Had this very minor transition out of there. That's why we started to take short opportunities again. We just broke below this support level now. So we're bearish. We're very bearish on this. At the moment, we need to break below this level. I'm just going to come down to a time frame I see structure a little bit more clearly. Look at the 1 hour. Look at this trend line that's been being maintained for 4 touches now. At the moment, we're all the way sort of at this low. I'm not going to take any entry opportunities, right now, just because of the area that we're in. We're kind of a little bit overextended. What I will wait for, though, based on us being in a true entry zone right now, is I will wait for something like this. I'll wait for a break lower like this, wait for a retest. And this retest would be like a nice pullback, through the moving averages, much similar to USEF. USEF finally pulled back through the moving averages, made that lower high. If we can get a pullback to this level, retest the trend line, or get a pullback, retest this area, that's what we'll look for. So we're going to wait on UCAD. This is what we're waiting for. Break, retest, no long opportunities or anything until we start to break above this level right there. I'm going to continue to wait on UCAD. Let's go over to GU. GU. So GU is actually interesting. Let's bump up to the daily. I started to recognize like a potential pattern on GU, head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. We haven't confirmed anything yet on it. As we bump down, the daily is obviously bearish. As we bump down to the 4 hour, our 4 hour time frame at this point, like right now, had broken bullish. We broke bullish. We're retesting this resistance level, definitely major resistance. We just we double topped, at this area, but at the same time, as I saw this going down and I started to bump down time frames, I saw this like minor transition go on where we broke lower and then immediately we found support, this test. I'm not trying to get faked out right now by anything. We're really testing this level. I'm going to wait for a second break, a second break and retest before shorting anything. Obviously on these other pairs, short USD. So shorting GBP USD doesn't exactly support that idea right now at the moment. So I'm more waiting. I won't take any long opportunities like I had drawn yesterday unless we break all the way above this level up here. So unless we break 4 hour, on this 4 hour time frame, unless we start to really break above this resistance level, this previous lower high right here, and I know this isn't that like too clear right now on GU, but on this time frame, it's a little bit more clear. This is definitely like a lower high area. Unless we really break above there and retest, then I'll look to go into this monthly level. But at the moment, I'm really just monitoring what's going on, right here. Just form this lower high. I know we're on the 2 hour right now, on this 1 hour, just form this lower high right here, minor little break, but tested area. So nothing doing right now on GU. When I'm not too clear as to what's going on, I just like to sort of step back and, not have that be on my watch list for the day. So I'm going to leave this, probably on the 4 hour. I'm going to change this to red. That's what I do for all my pairs on the 4 hour time frame. Let's bump over to NU. Let's go to the daily. So NU is now coming back into the zone we talked about yesterday. Yesterday we had, I just took off the technicals that I have on because I'm trying to plan this new trade. But basically yesterday we had this trend line, break, retest, you know what I'm saying? Then we were at this point yesterday morning. I was saying, we got to wait until it really comes into this zone, which it did. So now we're back into our daily resistance, back into this daily resistance level. And, we're bearish overall on NU. We are bearish until we really close above this daily level, I'm not going to look for any buy opportunities. I'm more just going to wait. I'm going to wait on the 4-hour, see how these candles form today. Got 3 candles coming, obviously, in the next 12 hours or so. So I'll wait till these candles form today. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So NU staying on this 4-hour time frame. Let's go to UJ. Let's bump up to the daily. So UJ is just continuing, as we've talked about, with this bearish trend. Hit the 88.6, came up to retest, not quite the 78.6, but the moving averages, broke below, hit the 618, pulled back. Now we're retesting the 50% level, our weekly support area. Let's go down to the 4-hour. 4-hour time frame, obviously lower low, lower high, retested this low, just formed another new low. So we'll see if we get some sort of pullback, back into this area, then we can see another sell-off, or if we start to break below this area, then again I'll look for sells. So like on this 1-hour time frame, obviously just very strong trend, very bearish. 38.2 right around, or whatever, 38.2, hit again. So we could continue to just head lower on this. A lot of room to drop. The next level support would really be in like this area below that weekly level of support. So again, nothing really for me at the moment with UJ. So I'm going to keep it on this 4-hour time frame. We were monitoring it within this consolidating range. Then it broke below, a little bit of a retest here. That was our entry opportunity, like all the way down to the 1-hour. This protecting ourselves with this lower high, and yeah, so we're just into some profit at this point now. So that's UJ. Let's bump over to GJ, and let's bump up time frames. So GJ, we have been bearish on daily time frame. Obviously, broke lower, retested the weekly, bearish candles. Yesterday closed bearish engulfing, on the daily time frame, which is major. Let's just cycle down to the 4-hour. This is where we're really identifying our structure. 4-hour, lower high, lower low. Ideally was waiting for the retest of the red zone, multiple confirmations there, had some wicks in there. And then basically yesterday we were talking about the sell-off. We talked about this in the live session, how this was like a nice opportunity, was this bearish engulfing, double top in this area, and then broke lower, MA cross right there. So as we get to the 30-minute, this is what we were seeing on the 30-minute. This is what we marked yesterday. I believe I dropped this in the analysis. Let me take a look. Yeah, so this was the GJ. I put this in the premium analysis. Unfortunately, we didn't put out a signal for this one because I wasn't checking it. But pretty much this is why we were looking at this. 4-hour engulfing, broke below support right here. Major support on the 30-minute. Was waiting for the pullback. This is what I'm talking about. Pullbacks through the moving averages. Then we find resistance, right? This shows that this is a very strong area of resistance where we can comfortably put stops there. What time was this? See, this was at 3 in the morning, so I wasn't awake at this time. I wasn't going to take any entries really on this. I could have taken one similar to Youssef, but I said the reason why I didn't was because Youssef was clearly in an entry zone. GJ isn't clearly in an entry zone with multiple confirmations. You know what I'm saying? GJ is like below that area, definitely found resistance, like nice clean break of structure. But this is where we more want to wait for that first lower high, because we got to be more patient. We got to be more patient and like confirm that this is the real trend going on. We could short here and it could come all the way up to the red zone because that's the main zone. You know what I'm saying? So 30-minute structure is definitely bearish, at the moment. Like I said, room to fall on GJ for sure. Just had this huge wick form, which is, alarming to say the least. But structure is bearish. Structure is bearish on multiple time frames. Again, the time frame I'm looking at right now is the 30-minute. 30-minute, we had this lower high. Pretty much, unless we break this, I'll be looking for shorts. I'll look for that next short unless we break this area. So you can consider this to be like a supply zone right here for y'all that want to draw this. you know, consider this a supply zone. I don't need to put on the supply zone to know it's a supply zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to keep the charts as clear as possible, but for you guys that are just trying to get used to the tools and everything, like, you can put that zone on. So that's GJ, you know, sitting on this lower time frame. So I'm going to keep this. On my short term or on my daily watch list for sure. And this is how, you know, I have them organized: major pairs, minor pairs. Red list is like 4-hour time frame and up. Orange list is lower time frame, so ones that I'm looking for entries on. And purple list is current trades that I'm in. So, you know, USAF is the trade that I'm currently in. And yeah, that's all my analysis, you know, for today. Like always, I'll continue dropping the premium analysis, you know, in here. We'll do the before and afters. Obviously, yesterday, we had UJ posted in here that we went over in the live session. This was before, you know, break lower. Then we had the after, you know, found resistance, fell. And then we also had UCAD. This was a crazy trade, break lower of this channel, flag, and then you know, found the entry opportunity right there. A little bit of a pullback that we went over, broke lower. For you guys in signals, I already did a trade review on that, so I'll put that out at the end of this week. And yeah, like we said in the beginning, you know, for those that are new in the group that just joined, this is the Discord channel. These are the free channels that you should see. These are the premium channels that you get when you buy the membership. What you really should do is you should go to this welcome tab. You should read through this. You know, there's just some information in here for you guys, an app to download for lot sizing, stuff like that. Just some simple, you know, tips about the community. You can come over to start here. If you want the free course, you use this link, you know, click right here, or even up here, you know, you can click right here and start to get involved. Our website's linked right here, so you can do that. You know, we got multiple products, premium analysis, which is just $7 one-time fee. It's that small group. Fundamental membership. So we do fundamentals. You know, every day we post updates on daily fundamentals, and we have a course, you know, structured entirely around that. So yeah, that's $45. And then obviously we got the main two courses. This one was just discounted 40% off, but the sale is over. So 10 people got in on that. Lucky for them. You know, we had our intro calls. We're getting them onboarded. You know, some of them are beginners. Some of them have already been trading for a year, but you know, we're trying to talk with them as much as we can and obviously provide them support with everything. And then we've got the signals. So signals 75 per month. What's included in that: private chat, signals, fundamental updates, live sessions, you know, our trading plan real quick, you know, look into our trades. Obviously put out some signals today, put out this USEF signal yesterday, earlier this week, you know, had 2 trades into some profit. It doesn't mean every trade we take is a winner, you know what I'm saying? But definitely are having some success early in the week, which is always fire to be getting. You know, got the signals chat where we drop the links for everything, drop some tips that I go over, risk management, you know, got the full course in here that you guys can look at and everything. I'm going to bring this over here. So a lot of you guys that are in the course and everything right now, you should be, the signals comes with its own course. The signal comes with its own course. You guys should be in here like going over this, and I drop this every week in the chat. You guys should be going through these lessons. Very important, you know, fundamental course right here, and then obviously some freebies, and then the weekly trade reviews are like the biggest thing. That's where we break down every single trade that we take, you know, why we entered, thinking process behind that. That's a major key. And then real quick, you know, fundamental updates every day, you know, put out 2 updates for you guys. Sometimes we read through them on these live sessions from yesterday. And yeah, it's just, you know, the more education, the better. You know, you want to immerse yourself with the right information. You know, you want to have a community that's going to support you the right way. There's a lot of bullshit out there. So yeah, you know, this was another live trading session. This is recorded. As always, you know, will be uploaded, and we'll be going back at it again tomorrow. So we'll put out some updates on signals in a little bit. And yeah, thanks y'all for staying on for for the duration of the call. You got hold on, I think you're muted, Nick. We unmute you.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for you to notice.
Right,
So yeah, just want to say thanks everybody. Thank you guys for staying on. And again, yeah, this is there's a lot that we offer, and we love doing what we do and delivering all that we do for you guys. Just trying to make you guys better traders and make this community the best it can be. So yeah, can't thank you guys enough. And hopefully we see you guys, some of you guys in the community shortly.
Yep. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
Have a good one, guys.
Yep.